Donald Trump thought that he could send Kash Patel and his bulging eyes to Congress and cover up his Epstein scandal. But the opposite has happened. Kash Patel's insistence, his denial that Donald Trump's signature was actually on the letter Donald Trump sent to Jeffrey Epstein for his birthday, has only brought more attention, and attention from the people Donald Trump didn't want talking about this letter. And the person he was most afraid of course, was Joe Rogan, who just showed his massive audience how complicit Donald Trump is in the Epstein crimes and completely turned on him after reading the letter on his show. We are going to get into it, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into that Rogan clip, I want to start with the latest Epstein bombshell Donald Trump got caught in the UK and the lie that's backfiring.
Scare him and impose sanctions. And finally, if I may, the elephant in the room, Lord Mandelson, he is no longer the ambassador. Do you have some sympathy with him that he lost his job over historic links to Jeffrey Epstein? Thank you very much, sir.
I don't know him, actually. I had heard that, and I think maybe the Prime Minister would be better speaking of that. That was a choice that he made, and I don't know. What is your answer to that?
Well, I mean, it's very straightforward. Some information came to light last week which wasn't available when he was appointed, and I made a decision about it, and that's very clear.
So Donald Trump, of course, was lying, and Lord Peter Mandelson, the British ambassador to the US, was actually recently in the Oval Office praising Donald Trump, and there they are meeting. There is always a tweet. There's always a tweet to confirm that Donald Trump, the lying son of a bitch that he is thinking that he can play us all for fools. And it really just goes to show how little Donald Trump thinks of, honestly, his own supporters. He thinks, I should say, he knows that if you are a supporter of his, you're an idiot, you're a moron, you're in a cult, it's just true. And so he knows that he can just lie and lie and lie and lie and lie. But the Epstein issue is different. They do, in fact, want the truth, at least some of them. And certainly a lot of people who are apolitical want to know the truth, but Donald Trump continues to cover it up. And Kash Patel pretending like he was powerless, although he spent the entire time before he was the FBI director saying it was the FBI director who had all the power to release the Epstein list, now he's singing a different tune, and Eric Swalwell pointed that out.
And he repeatedly lied to everyone who asked about it, about what could be turned over right now in the Epstein files.
He played this shell game where he said, well, you know, we want everything released. So I went to the court and asked the court to release everything. And so that's where I read to him the court's opinion, where the Judge Brennan, actually said, no, what we as a court has, the judge says, pales in comparison to what the Department of Justice has. The court is prohibited from releasing witness testimony to the grand jury. That's it. But if the Department of Justice separately owns that witness testimony in the form of witness interviews, witness statements, witness videotapes, and of course, any evidence collected through a search warrant, that's under the custody of the Department of Justice. And the judge said, Kash Patel can release that. We can deduce by the fact that he won't release it and he won't tell us how many times Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files, that he's afraid to do it because he's afraid that it would anger Donald Trump.
I think we have a right to assume it's a very impressive number, the number of times his name is in there. Congressman Eric Swalwell.
Kash Patel is truly a moron and the least qualified person in Donald Trump's administration. Now, I know that's tough to compete with, Pete Kegbreth and all the other reality hosts, but truly, this is an individual who doesn't know what he's talking about. And it's why I find it pathetic that Donald Trump and his administration thinks that we have to apologize or mourn Charlie Kirk, when not only have they done nothing to protect any survivor or victim of gun violence, but they haven't done anything in response to Kash Patel's own failures around that investigation. Kash Patel does not care about the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, one, because his boss doesn't, and two, because he's too incompetent to do anything. All he can work as is an obstacle in the way of justice. These people do not care, and we should not treat them like they do. And even Joe Rogan could realize that on his show when he was talking about Donald Trump's birthday letter.
The drawing, I did think when I imagined it that it was going to be like I was imagining like
really good
DiCaprio drawing a French girl, you know, and when I saw that one, I was like, God, Trump, at least make her hot. What are you doing? But what was the transcript he had written out? He had it like,
This is it.
what does voiceover
It's
mean?
like a script.
It says, there must be more to life than having everything. Donald, yes, there is. So he wrote this?
Supposedly.
The voice, it says voiceover, like he's like a movie star, like he's in a script. Donald, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Who fucking talks like this? Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do. Come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Ugh.
Yeah.
A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. May every day be another wonderful secret. Ooh.
It's quite strange.
But it's also like the way, like, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? And Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Like, if one of my friends sent me that, I'd be like, I'm getting a new number.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Get
need
a
help.
new number.
Why
And-
didn't you just write happy birthday?
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you, Enigma?
Happy birthday, Jeff. That's all I want. Happy birthday, Jeff. May we hang out soon.
How much more obvious does it have to be when it is even obvious to Joe Rogan? Like when Joe Rogan gets it and the MAGA base doesn't, that's like, what are we doing here, guys? But it is creepy. And I think more than just the evidence that continues to flow out that Donald Trump was a co-conspirator to these crimes, that he was, of course, buddies with Epstein, and like the image that sticks with me that hasn't gotten nearly enough coverage is the check buying the fully depreciated girl. Disgusting, and the implication there is terrifying, what that even means, but it's just creepy. You can't deny the fact that it's creepy. No matter what you want to deny, the guy is creepy, and that really sets in just the level of uncomfortability that we all have to feel with this being our president. You can't change the branding of creepy. That's what Donald Trump is. And he's trying to change the branding of everything lately. He wants to change the branding of his budget. They know the big, beautiful bill is perceived as pretty fucking ugly to everyone, and so they've decided to move on from that idiotic name to something new, but it's not working because we know what the contents is. We know what Donald Trump wants to do. We know how Donald Trump wants to carry out the rest of his authoritarian administration and use it to punish and hurt us because we're not a billionaire willing to shill out for his campaign. What's the point of these executives at ABC, these CEOs like Zuck, like Bezos, like Larry Ellison, having these supposed FU money when they never want to tell Donald Trump to fuck off? These people always bend the knee because they're so damn pathetic. They're just after what? A tax cut? 1, 2, 3, 4 houses aren't enough. You need another yacht as well. These people are greedy. They should command no respect from us. They should be disdained in society for the way that they have treated us in favor of a tax cut. Jimmy Kimmel's show didn't get canceled. It's not being suspended because it wasn't good. It's because these guys are terrified of Donald Trump. Do you really want your life dictated by what some suit is afraid of? Or do you want it to be based on what we need? What is essential? What is real? What has humanity? That's what we should care about. That is the opposite of Donald Trump's administration. That is the opposite of this budget. That is the opposite of their platform. And Jim McGovern called it out right now.
And now, Mr. Speaker, to the CR that's before us today. Here's the deal. Republicans have three choices. One is to work with Democrats on a bipartisan CR that ensures millions of Americans don't lose health insurance or see their premiums skyrocket. Two is for Republicans to do what Donald Trump said and pass the CR themselves. Republicans are in charge, after all. Or three, Republicans can shut down the government. And if they choose door number 2 or door number 3, make no mistake about what will happen. ACA tax credits will expire, and nearly 24 million people will see their premiums skyrocket by 93% on average. 93%. Now let me paint a picture. A mom and a dad in their early 60s, both have jobs. They make $80,000 a year combined. Right now, they can afford their health care, barely. But if these ACA credits expire, their bill jumps more than $17,000 a year. That's like a house mortgage. That's $1,400 a month, every month, just for the privilege of not going bankrupt if they get sick. Or take a family of four making $64,000. Their premiums rise by $2,600 a year. That's groceries. That's car payments. Now, it might not sound like a lot of money to my friends on the other side. Maybe the billionaires don't think $2,600 a year is a lot, but my constituents do, Mr. Speaker. And my guess is that millions of Americans will think that is a high cost to pay. Mr. Speaker, if these tax credits disappear, it is a 5-alarm fire. And Republicans are acting like they don't even smell the smoke. But should we be surprised? Of course not. The American people are already drowning in a cost of living crisis, one fueled by Donald Trump and the Republican economic policies. Their big, ugly bill didn't just raise costs for housing, groceries, and utilities. Its cruelest blow was to health care. They made the largest cut to Medicaid and the Affordable Care Act in American history, kicking millions of working people off their coverage. That means hospitals closing, nursing homes shuttering, preventative care denied. Oh, and by the way, families going hungry because food assistance was ripped away too.
This is a complete disgrace, but a disgrace we will continue to hammer every single day. And if you want to support our work to doing that on this show, even if it means someday the feds are going to bust down the door of my studio because Donald Trump's not too happy with me, hey, you can't cancel this show. Or I guess, knock on wood, just yet. I don't know, they could make a call into YouTube. I'm kind of afraid of that every day. And because of that, honestly, you should go subscribe to my Substack. I will link it below because I don't think they can shut down that yet. Oh, I can't believe we live in this world. It's so terrible. But we're going to keep on fighting them. I promised you that. If you want to support this show, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. Leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. I said my last name in the last video, and I saw some people say they had never heard me say it. My last name is pronounced Cocchiarella. That's probably an incorrect like Italian pronunciation, but that is how you pronounce it for those that were wondering. And on top of just plugging things here, I did an interview with Wes Moore. I've been talking about this nonstop, but it's because I think y'all will really like it. It's going to be linked right here. You can check that out. And as always, keep on fighting. Don't let anyone silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.